Good morning. Okay, so first off, of course, I want to thank everybody for all the fantastic feedback that you provided yesterday. As you probably noticed, I was kind of at my wit's end because I felt like, I guess almost defeated. And my biggest concern was that I was that I was not sabotaging, but I was working against myself in the cycle, and this HCG round, and I didn't want to continue if I was just going to keep being counterproductive in terms of stress. So I read all of your comments, and I considered a lot of what you said, and I know that yesterday it pretty much sounded like my mind was made up and I had decided what I was going to do. And in a way, yes, I was ready to quit and give up. I mean, I had almost sold myself on that. I think I sold some of you on that. And but I decided to do some of the things that you guys had recommended, and also just kind of pray on it and meditate on it and sleep on it and see what today brought. So last night I took a nice long bath. I did some breathing exercises. I wrote another letter to the universe, and decided that I would wait and see what today would bring, and that if I woke up and felt like I could continue, that I would go ahead and mix that next batch of HCG and carry on. And one of the things that I kept thinking about in my head was, well, over the next 6 weeks, I can attempt to reach my goal or go into P3 and then in 6 weeks from now have to start again. And I may in 6 weeks from now have to start again. I don't know. I don't know what the next however many weeks I decide to go is going to bring. However, there were some valid points made, some of which I had actually thought about that I didn't mention in my vlog, but that you guys reminded me of, which was, if I'm having a hard time in P2 and it's stress related or whatever, that I was probably going to have some different but similar challenges in P3 stabilizing. So it wasn't like going to the next stage was going to make a difference per se. I was still going to, if there was going to be a struggle, it was going to exist whether I was in P2 or P3. And so that kind of helped me make the decision, along with my weigh-in this morning, which was another thing that you guys had mentioned, well, what if you have a nice release tomorrow? Would that change your mind? And I was already leaning in the direction of continuing anyhow, but then I got on the scale today and I had a 1.6 pound release. And, that kind of made the decision for me in a sense. It wasn't 100% based on that, but it definitely heavily influenced my decision to continue. So I have decided to continue. I'm not a quitter, and I kept remembering this quote, and I can't quote it verbatim because I even had to kind of Google it to try to remember exactly what it was. I put it on my regular Facebook page, but again, I don't remember the exact words, but basically I remember reading this or seeing this somewhere, and it says that, it's kind of the same thing as it's darkest before dawn. But it basically says usually when we're ready to quit is right before we turn a corner. And that really kind of stuck in my head. It's like, if I could give up, but what if my turn is tomorrow or the next day or the next day? Would I have regretted giving up? And yes, I would have. I would have regretted that. So, or wondered, well, what if I stayed on protocol? So I made my decision based on that, and I am continuing. As of today, I am in brand new territory that I have not seen in a very long time. I call it my cobweb territory. because it's a little cobwebbish. I haven't seen this number. I am today 150.8. So I am 0.8, or actually 1 pound if I have to go into the 149, 140s. I am 1 pound away from a new decade. I am in new territory, and I am releasing. So I feel good about that. I feel really good about that, and I feel grateful for all of you helping me make my decision, because I was really ready to give up. I really was. And even if your advice was to honor whatever it is that I feel I need to do, it was still appropriate advice, because that's really what it comes down to. Nobody can decide for us on this journey where we should start and end and stop and give up. And, and I, of all people, should know, this is my 4th round. It's my first prescription round. I, of all people, should know about stalls, and I don't know why my mindset was different this time. I had a 21-day stall in one of my previous rounds. I think it was round 2, maybe round 3, I don't know. 21 days, where the scale did it. It wasn't even like it was going up and down. It was 21 days at the exact same weight. And although I got frustrated and discouraged, my attitude the whole time was, I know the protocol works, and so my body will release when it's ready, and I just need to continue to do my due diligence, which is follow the protocol, and eventually something will give. And so, I was kind of surprised with me wanting to quit, knowing that that's somewhat out of my character, and I was struggling with that. I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to throw in the towel and move to the next phase. I'm stubborn like that. So ultimately, I am still on the P2 train, and that doesn't mean just because I had a great release today that the hard part is over. It just means that maybe I needed the reminder. Maybe we all need the reminder that the protocol works, and you just have to press forward, press forward, press forward. Sometimes you do have to shift, sometimes you just mentally have to make the shift. But physically, my body was doing what it needed to do, and, that required 2 weeks of nothing, or up and down, or whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to share the great news with you. Oh my God, this is 8 minutes. I cannot believe it. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm so sorry, but I wanted to share the great news and say thank you for helping me. You guys all helped me. I love you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.